Hi friends! Oh my goodness, it feels like ages since I've come to you with a video, but alas, here we are. I apologize, this has been a long time in coming. Life has been crazy for our family. So here we are. We are here to talk about today our warping kit, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about this. A lot of you have been asking for this. I want to make sure that you all know at least how I use it. I know that you guys are all amazing beaders, amazing artists, and I know that there is going to be 100 different ways to use this kit, but I just wanted to show you how I use it so that you can get started, and I look forward to hearing all your great input. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing about how we can make our products better so they better meet your needs. So please, by all means, let us know what you think of this warping kit once you are able to get it in your hands and try it. So just as a reminder, this warping kit is designed like all of our other looms. This is designed to work with all of them. We have it available in all of our sizes, from our micro all the way up to our king. So no matter which loom you have, you can certainly get this warping kit to work with it. So just keep that in mind. And just as a reminder, this is what our standard looms look like. No matter what size you have, they all basically look the same. They come with the same basic parts. Our larger tapestry ones have a few extra rods in here for additional stability, but for all intents and purposes, they go together and they work the same way. So just as a reminder, each of your looms will come with sides. They'll come with 2 tension rods, 2 threaded rods, and of course, some hardware to put them all together. And once you get it together, it should look like this. The threaded rod sits a little bit in front. The tension rod goes across the back, same on the top and the bottom, and away you go. You bead amazing things, and we're so excited to see all of them. How do you put this together? How do you add our warping kit? That's what we're going to talk about. So before we get to that, just so you all know what is going to come in your warping kit, because we all like to know what to expect. First and foremost, it's going to come with these 2 side blocks. We got really creative when we were naming these parts. These are side blocks. They're going to mount on the sides. The next thing you're going to get is a tensioning stability bar. It's not a whole lot different than our regular tension bar. The only difference naturally here is that it is wider than all of our others, and you'll see how this works in just a minute. And then of course, an unthreaded rod serves as your warping bar. So these are the 4 basic components that you're going to get in a kit. Like all of our other things, you can buy it as a kit, or you can buy them a la carte in the individual pieces. These side blocks, I personally put them on, I warp my loom, and then I take them back off. If you're like me, you only need 1 set of these. If you want to leave them on for the duration of your project, that's entirely up to you. I just personally like to take them off and get them out of the way. So if you're like me and you only need 1 set, then you can obviously buy these 2 bits in whatever sizes you want. If you have more than 1 of our looms, you can get these pieces in any size. They're the only parts of this warping kit that vary. So if that's all you need, let us know. You can tell the difference on our list, our Etsy listing, excuse me. It's been a little bit confusing for some people. If you see something that says sidebars only or side blocks only, excuse me, it's just these. If you see bars only, it's just the tensioning bar and the warping bar. If you need all of it, make sure you get the one that's labeled kit, okay? All right, so like always, when you're gonna be putting these together, what we're gonna do is, instead of using 2 of these tension rods, which come with the screws, we're gonna set 1 to the side. We're only gonna use 1. And we're gonna replace it with our tensioning stability bar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them together the same way. With this tensioning stability bar, in addition to the regular wing nut and washer, you're also going to get a lock washer to make sure that this doesn't move for you when you are trying to add some tension. Obviously, we don't want it moving around while you're working. So that's just a slight addition from what you'll be seeing on many of our other kits. Now, Where you position this tensioning stability bar is up to you. If you want to put it down here in the front, you certainly can. I personally like to, on my queen, I put it here in the back corner. On my king, I would put it here in the back corner. You could put it up here. We're going to put it here for today, just so that you can see how things go together. But by all means, put it together in whatever configuration is the most comfortable for you. I mean, like we said before, 6 beaters are going to show us 6 different ways of putting this together, and that's absolutely fine. We do that intentionally so that everybody can be as comfortable as possible. So as you can see, what I did was I just put this tensioning stability bar. The lock washer, as you can see, is going to go between these 2 pieces. You want to make sure that once you're tightening it down, that it is gripping into these 2 pieces of wood. If you put it on the outside here, it's not going to help you very much. It's still going to slip. So lock washer goes in the middle, regular washer goes on the outside, wing nut on the end. So then on this one, I'm not bothering with a lock washer on this bottom one. This isn't going to have any, it's not going to have any pull on it, since we're not going to be using the screws. We're going to be going around. We're going to be going around the warping bar instead. So as you can see, this is how I put mine together. I put both of the bars in one side, I flip it over, and I cap it off with the second side. For me, it's just the easiest way to put it together. I'm not going to forget my lock washer in the middle. You just slide it right on, and away you go. Then, just like you've always done before, you slide your threaded rods in, and you're ready to go. So, now we've got that in place. You're going to want to keep these fairly loose, at least to start with. You're going to want to be able to adjust this. It doesn't need to be floppy loose, but you don't want it to be terribly tight yet while you're adjusting things. Slide your threaded rods in there. And that's what you've got. That's what you're going to be looking at. You've got the tensioning stability bar here, and it's designed so that it will swivel like this for you, and that's how we're going to add and release tension as we're working with our warping bar. And of course, I forgot one set of washers and wing nuts, so forgive me if I don't put some on the bottom. For all intents and purposes, you can see what we need to do here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these sides, the side blocks. Now you can mount these wherever is most comfortable for you. Once again, you can mount them so that they sit to the back like this. You can mount them so they sit to the front. You can put them on the bottom if it works for you. Whatever works for you. The purpose of these side blocks is merely to hold your warping bar in place while you are warping your loom. So there's you can see the little holes that are drilled in there. They're just going to sit in those little holes on the loom while you thread your loom. I personally like to position them this way. It just seems to make sense for me. And you're just going to tighten down those handles. Now, I haven't done this on the original. I'm using the original for demonstration purposes today, but I'll show you on my queen. You can see here that I have added some marks to the sides of my loom. I just took a ruler, measured from the table up, and I marked it, I believe, every inch, maybe every half an inch. And what that does is it allows me to position these side blocks evenly from left to right. So if I'm putting this on here, this one's a tight fit on this one, you can position it with either the bottom or the top, whatever works for you as far as orientation. And then you just do the same thing on the other side and just make sure you're lining it up with the same mark on both sides. Okay, so you do want to make sure that you have it positioned in the same spot on on both sides. I'm actually gonna move that in a bit. So now the way that you position your side blocks when you're putting it on your loom is gonna kind of determine where your thread's gonna run. So once you get to the point where you are ready to thread your loom, this is gonna provide easy tension adjustments as you're working. And of course, what I forgot to do when I was doing this was to actually nestle my warping bar in one of these holes. Now, you can choose, depending on which size loom you're using. If you're using a king, you might need to go all the way out to the outside. If you're using our smaller ones, might be somewhere in the middle or the first one. It's entirely up to you where you position your warping bar, obviously. And we may find out that those are entirely unnecessary. Since this is the first version of this kit, we're totally open to revisions as they become obvious. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna position it in whichever one of these sets of holes you choose to use. And you just tighten it on there. So for now, this warping bar is not moving anywhere. Okay, so there we have it. You are all ready, now that this is all set up, you are all ready to start warping your loom. I'll be right back in another video to show you how I do that part. Thanks so much, stay with us.